Hello, it's Kaya from Mother's Awakening, and I'm bringing the message of the goddess Oshun from the many different goddesses in our heart diary. Oshun is that particular version of this archetypal energy. She is a goddess from Africa. And she is a very powerful, sensual, watery goddess. And the message that she's bringing for you, is to listen to your sensuality and prioritize your pleasure. And often mothers think this is kind of like just a nice to have extra. Like, yeah, I know it would be good for me to like have a bit more pleasure and sensuality and joy and love in my life and like top myself up a little bit more, but it's not really like high on the priority list. Like that's often how mothers think around pleasure and around our own sensual desires. But Oshun is reminding you that your pleasure is imperative. Your pleasure is important. Your pleasure is super, super valuable. Not just for you, even though that is already so, so important, but it's also really important for your children and for the whole world around you. Because just imagine like someone who is disconnected from their own simple sensual pleasure, like from what actually lights them up, from those simple, beautiful moments of the day, and doesn't connect with them at all, how much more flat and disconnected the relationships are, how much more flat and disconnected the home is, how much more flat and disconnected and lacking in soul pretty much everything is when you're not listening to your pleasure pulse, to that little sense of direction inside you that kind of says, yes, this is what lights me up, this is what I want. So Oshun's invitation and my invitation for you is to spend so many more moments, which actually doesn't take very long, but begin to spend moments just taking a breath and tuning in and asking yourself, what would bring me pleasure right now? And your answer may be to stretch your body out, to move your shoulders out. It may be to go and get a glass of water and drink it in a way that really nurtures your body. It may be to go and give your child a hug or let them know that you love them. It might be to just sit down and be okay with not doing anything for 2 minutes. It might be to give yourself a foot rub. It might be to have a shower. It might be to go to the toilet. Maybe you've been ignoring the fact that you need to go to the toilet. It's pretty surprising how much mothers can ignore our sensual needs, our just basic sensorial needs. So listen to it more often. And then to go a little step further, I invite you to open up more to your deeper, like your pleasure, your orgasmic nature. When we're tuning into the messages that Oshun wanted to share with mothers, the word orgasmic kept coming. And it's, even though as just in the realms of sexuality, orgasmic is a wonderful, beautiful thing, and there's nothing shameful about it at all, but orgasmic is also something that is well beyond the realms of just sex. What it is just pure, present, open, expanded pleasure. And it's sad that we have loaded so much shame, so much sense of wrongness and ickiness on that experience of being orgasmic, that we've made it wrong to like feel that energy, for example, while we're connecting with our children, while we're making food, while we're cleaning the house. And it actually benefits everybody and the whole environment, the whole family, the whole energy in your home when you allow your own orgasmic energy to come out, when you allow your unbridled pleasure to just move. So Oshun gives you permission to do that. And when you practice that, when you practice like what would feel really orgasmic to me in this moment, in this particular task I'm doing, or in this interaction, and you allow yourself to bring a little bit more of that sensual pleasure, a little bit more of that orgasmic energy in, notice how it affects who you be, how you show up, and how it affects your relationships and the energy in your relationships, the energy in your home, how it affects the energies of conflict in your relationships, just how it affects the way you feel at the end of the day. And I guarantee you'll be surprised at the power of really honoring your sensuality, honoring your pleasure, because your pleasure is a powerful pulse to follow. So I'm going to read the Oshun's affirmation from the goddess activations that come. We have the Magical Mama manifesting system, and it has, we will send to you this diary that has 13 goddesses in it over the 13 moons, and you connect with those goddesses and the energies that they bring to you. And then we also have these meditations, these goddess activations, and they're designed to listen to often, so that each of these goddesses that make up more of a whole version of you as a mother, that they really get activated within you. They become a part of how you show up in the world. They bring you into more of your wholeness. So yeah, if you want to get a copy of the Magical Mama Manifesting System, you get this book, and you get another book, a New Year workbook, to really set up the new year from your truth and really release all the old stuff and step into and claim the new stuff, and also create really beautiful rituals of connection for yourself, and then also between you and each of your children and your partner. And also create like community support with other mothers. And then you bring all of that into your days in this diary. So this diary has, the Magical Mama Manifesting System has so much in it to really set up the whole year for you. So it has the goddesses, but then it also has these little symbols, so that you make sure that throughout the months or throughout the moon cycles, you're bringing in the different spaces of connection, whether it be one-on-one connection with one of your children who you're feeling more disconnected from, or whether it be self-connection, which is so, so important and so needed for mothers, or whether it be whole family connection, or whether it be connection with other mothers, and building that tribe, that village that we need to raise really whole children. So yeah, that was a bit of a sidetrack. If you want the Magical Mama Manifesting System, the link is up above, and we'd be honoured to send you the books, and you'd get the meditations straight away. And you'd also be able to join us in a New Year half-day virtual live retreat, which is worth so much more than the value of the whole system put together. And it would be very, very special to have you there. But anyway, back to Oshun. Before I end this live, I'm going to read an affirmation that I want you to speak out loud as I read it. And as you do, breathe the words into every cell of your body and begin to allow this energy to bubble up. Begin to activate the archetypal energy of Oshun within your being. Okay, so I always have access to joy and pleasure in every moment that I choose. My joy brings joy to everyone around me. My pleasure expands me and allows me to serve my family more from a place of deep overflow. My body always knows the path to joy for me. I just need to listen and follow. The more joy, beauty, and pleasure that I allow, receive, and acknowledge in my life, the more joy, beauty, and pleasure I give to the world. So it is. I send you so much love, beautiful woman. You're allowed to follow your pleasure, and you're allowed to listen to the pleasure pulse and the orgasmic desires within you. Okay. Mwah. Oh, Beatrice, I just saw you. Oh, it's so nice to have you here. Yeah, and you're watching a live special. I know that sometimes it's hard for you to see them with the quality of internet there, but oh, it's so nice to see you. I've just ended, but sending you heaps of love. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.